Okay. I'm making some additions onto this particular Martin pole. This I made this pole, geez, back in '94, I think it was 90. I believe that was '94. And what it basically is just a carriage on a 20 foot pole. Got a ground socket and with a pulley on the top of it. Okay, and I had these two trendsetters long before that they were commercially made. I mean, before you can find them in a catalog, I should say. So anyway, I just mounted them on some pipe that goes in here and in here, and I highly modified the holes. There's an adjustable. These are adjustable crescent shape holes. I've been using those for years. And what I do is I just take a screwdriver, I loosen these later on when they have young and the starlings aren't an issue, and I just push these up and they'll go up, and they go up much further. So you don't have to worry about starlings. This is a riser, so the birds can go straight in. I don't like having a lip. Maybe I'll show that a little. Let me get the ladder, but basically what I was doing was, and I improvised, added more gourds onto, I go to the hardware store and I look around for things that I say, hey, this might, I wonder if this will work. And this is the carriage. Like I said, I had this welded back in the 90s. I think it was like 92 or 94. And this is connected up to the pulley, 20 feet up. And every time, I haven't added anything onto this because I want it to be balanced, because it is so high up. I want the weight to be equally distributed. So I made these nest canisters out of some universal outlet plug. I was at Menards, I was looking around. One on this side, one on this side, opposite sides, so they're balanced. I just drilled a hole up through one of the compartments, put a carriage bolt in there. I couldn't even tell you what size it is because I have tons of them. And I put a little wooden dam in there so nobody will roll out. But it even has ridges in the plastic here. So what I'm going to do is just show you real quick how I put this together. Here's the lid. Put some vent holes in there. I had to do a little bit of modification so it'll fit without problem. Alright. Let's see, there's the locking hole. Make sure I line them up. Snaps into place. Locks right into place. And make sure that it stays. When I do things, I don't make them real complicated. And all I do is, let me get the screwdriver and I'll put that in place. So, by adding these two, I had the Troyer tunnels already. So by adding this to the bottom of my Martin houses, I now increase my capacity to 90 compartments total. So here I am. It won't get wet underneath here. So I got one on this side and one on that side, so it's balanced. So it's equally balanced. So that's what I try to do. And this one, when I put it up, I mounted it a little bit up on an angle. But it doesn't bother me because if rain does get in here, and rain will pour off here, it's slightly slanted, so the rain will go this way. And if it goes inside, if you see that gap, it'll go in there, fall out, it'll go out. Maybe I'll put a drain hole in there. Should be all set. So, and when I place this up, the martins are not here. They left for the day. And as I might as well show, here's something else. I put these garden stakes on for perching space with these little fake tennis balls or fake wiffle balls on the end of it. But I hold them in place with binder clips. And the reason this one is like this, I suspect an owl. I suspect an owl came last night, landed on this end, and it popped up because last night when I went to bed, or I should say when the martins went to bed, this was fine. So let me put this back in place here. Hold on for a minute. All right. So I put it back into place. And you know what? It works fine for martins. But if something big lands on that end, something heavy, it's gonna pop these clips off. At the end of the season, I take them off like this and just store them away. These things don't last real long in the sun. They start to fall apart. I'm gonna put an extra clip or two on there. But what I wanted to show you was with the adjustable hole. Let me see. I've got a screwdriver on me. In order to make these things really work well, to keep starlings out, you can buy these things commercially, but I don't like how, when the guy that developed these holes years ago, nobody ever talks about this in the martin interest, but when he designed it on wooden martin houses, and he made the bottom of this flush with the porch. There was no half-inch thing. Now people got these you can buy them commercially and they snap into place, but there's a half-inch thing in the metal. What I like to do is make it the way it was originally designed. If you make them the way they're originally designed, the starlings won't get in them. The starlings don't bend all the way down and can't squeeze in. They can't get their feet on something to pull themselves in. Now I made these out of Sintra, and basically, let me hold on here. When you want to change the size of the hole, you loosen the screws. What I do in the winter is I close them up like this, so nothing is in there. And then when spring comes, I put it at 1 1/4. So it's actually bigger than the commercially made ones. And when they're feeding young, so they can go in and out easier, I just raise it up higher. And then I just lock them down into place again. Where I live, the starlings are pretty much done nesting by Memorial Day. So by the 30th, they're done. And they pretty much have lost interest in the martin house. So even right now, it being the 17th or the 18th or whatever the heck it is, and I made these so I know where they're automatically at the right spot. They're relatively easy to make like this. You have the right materials. I've never had a starling breach these. But I think the reason is because when I made these modifications, I made sure that they're designed the way they're supposed to be designed. This is PVC, flat PVC, trim PVC trim board. I get it at Menards. Oh, my ladder is sinking. 4 inches of rain last night, and my ladder's sinking. But here you can see it do the same thing. It's flush with the tray on the inside. So that's how I do it. And I wish more people would do it. And I won't use metal. I won't use aluminum. That just works. That just beats the hell out of the feathers in the back of martins. I mean, you wouldn't. Would you wipe your baby's ass? Honest to God, would you wipe your baby's ass with a piece of aluminum? No, you wouldn't. Of course you wouldn't do it. So, when you buy these Starling resistant entrance holes, these commercial ones, are you buying the whole aluminum doors where they're cut, they're out of aluminum, this shape is cut out of aluminum? I don't care how much you file that down, those birds are scraping their back on it. And if you think how many times they're coming and going and feeding young, and you can't adjust the height, you're putting extra wear and tear on their feathers. I mean, I don't recommend the commercially made ones unless they're made out of some type of plastic material. And like I said, I prefer them adjustable. I'm going to show you another hole. This is the Bell Starling resistant entrance hole. I once thought this was way too small for martins, purple martins to get in. But let me tell you, if there is a starling proof hole, this is it. I don't think there is a starling in North America that can get in this hole. I can't even figure out how the martins get in, but they do. You can get these commercially made, and they're made by Amish people in Northwest Indiana. They're available at a place called Nature House. No, I'm sorry. Oh man, the name escapes me now. It's from Nature Unlimited. Nature Unlimited, owned by the Yoders in Topeka, Indiana. They sell these plates. They're made out of PVC. Now, once again, over the years, I've discovered what really makes them work better is if you have some type of a riser inside and outside the porch. Now, the thing is, if you got these commercially, you can get these commercial. That's what I said. It would be a half an inch up off the martin house. I still don't like how the martins have to struggle to get in. It takes them a while to figure it out. If you put a porch on these or a riser, I call this a riser, and with this type of hole, it's best to have a little bit of a lip underneath it, unlike this. Because of this dip, you want a little bit of a lip, and that's about 1/8 of an inch. I use this hole quite a bit. It's called the bell shape. It's a variation on the Connolly too, but you will not see this in any martin catalog. Maybe Troyer's Bird's Paradise might have it, but the only place that I know of is Nature Unlimited in Topeka, Indiana. You can find their address and their phone number. And if you call and order those, tell them Rick Cruz sent you. They would appreciate it. But that is, I don't think any starling can get in these holes whatsoever. I don't even know how the martins get in them, to be honest with you. So, and then that's what an inside riser looks like. And I'm going to have to make some adjustments here. And the way I designed them is that they squeeze in tightly between the porch. And I never really remove them for the most part. See? See how flush that is? That's how they were originally designed. I got ridges there, and the bird just... I've never had a starling breach these. Ever. So that's the way to go. And see, I have a bolt, carriage bolt going through here, and it's connecting my new thing here. Now, normally I would paint these things white, but I'm not going to paint them white because they're going to be shaded all the time. So, all right, I hope that was... This is strictly for people with purple martins. I love how innovative people are with martins. It's helped these birds survive. And as always, I recommend always trapping, shooting house sparrows and starlings. Always. When you're dealing with martins, bluebirds, tree swallows, chickadees, doing the woodpeckers a favor, just start killing the house sparrows, start killing the starlings. That's the only way to really do it. If you really want to be successful with martins, bluebirds, you really want to be successful. Not this game where you know, the holes are nice. They do keep out, it prevents you from worrying about the starlings getting in. But truth be told, you should still be controlling the starlings, regardless. You really should. The biggest deterrent for getting purple martins is to let starlings and house sparrows nest in your birdhouses. The biggest deterrent to people keeping martins is people not having the ability to kill them. I mean, let's quit playing this game. If you want to be successful with martins, find a mentor, find what makes these guys successful. And one of the things they all have in common, I'm one of the old timers now. I wasn't when I started back in my 20s, and I'm now in my 50s. And one of the things I learned is control those pests. They're non-native invasive species in North America that are detrimental to all our cavity nesting birds. You want to be successful with martins, you got to eliminate them. It's just, there's no options available. So I hope that was informative. And by the way, the martins love to sit and perch on these little wiffle ball things. And one of the reasons I have these there is so I don't stick my eyeballs. So it's a safety feature too. Stops you from getting your eyes poked out, at least on the end. See? All right, till next time, I hope this was informative.